Hey guys, so today we're going to be breaking down the free-to-play full power JIREN, and then we also, of course, have the platinum equipment for Ultra Red NAMEK Goku, the first free Ultra character. And then I think we should also have at least a co-op equip, because co-op is resetting this week. So again, still not entirely sure why they decided to go with JIREN here. I imagine it's probably that has to do with the summon animation, I would imagine. I mean, it's possible we could be getting universe reps for part 2. Let's see what his kit looks like, and maybe we can get some hints from this. But he's a defense type blue character. So before we even look at the stats, free character, defense type. This guy's gonna have like the worst offenses ever or something. Let's see. You know, it's actually not like horrible. So without arts boost and then putting back the title boosts in, he's probably going to be mid to low 240s, which actually is not the worst for a free defense type. Defenses are pretty solid. I would say, you know, anywhere over 180 for a free character, even though it is a defense type, is pretty good. So yeah, I don't hate these stats. These aren't the worst. All right, so Rival Universe, Universe Rep, Powerful Opponent. Yeah, those are his teams, huh? Okay. So, okay, he does have Blast Armor, which is going to be my first thing I was going to look at, so that's good. Because I assume they just copy and pasted probably the purple full power JIREN, I would imagine, the original one. The blue card is the Omega Burst Magnetron, massive damage, special move damage plus 30%. If enemy has 50% or more HP, special move damage plus 20%. On hit, Dragon Balls minus 1. That's actually pretty good. Okay. Destroys Dragon Balls when you land this. And then Blast Armor. Oh, actually, you know what? This is not the purple JIREN. I think this is the yellow JIREN. This is the post-transformed version of yellow JIREN, I think, is what this guy... Because that purple JIREN has a ranged blue, and the yellow JIREN has a melee blue. So I think this is actually going to be a copy and paste of the yellow one. All right, so just stop time green. Yeah, so the yellow JIREN has a counter green. So instead of giving this guy a counter green, they just gave him a stop time, like, you know, standard free-to-play character green card animation. Draws a card, 40 key. Damage on next strike arts hit plus 50%. During next combo, receive damage guard plus 40%, and then ally health plus 10% 3 times. I think if you're going to give a character team healing like this, there's no reason to limit it to 3 times. I don't really understand why they did that, but okay, sure. Main ability, special move card next, 20% health, 50 key, cancels attribute downgrades, all enemy damage received plus 20%. Powerful opponent, event exclusive, or universe reps both defenses. Okay. 230% damage, 190% damage guard for a free character? Okay. 190%, but remember, he gets this. So you pop the green, he's got 230% damage guard for the next combo. Key recovery plus 40%, and then powerful opponent, event exclusive, or universe rep damage plus 20%. Okay, you know, he's supporting. He's got like okay damage guard numbers. Also, if at least one other ally battle member is rival universe. 50% damage, subcounts on switch -2. Rival universe. Can I like tap this? No, I have to do this. Rival universe. So like realistically, who are we running from rival universe besides Kefla? Anyone? Hit? I guess hit, ultra hit. Kale and Caulifla are still like super mega fringe runnable, I guess, but the problem with both Kefla and hit is red and green don't really work the greatest with blue. Yeah, I don't know. I don't. So that's actually a little bit suspicious that they made this rival. They locked his extra like subcounts on switch -2 is actually like really good. They locked that behind rival universe allies. To me, I'm thinking like, okay, is this a hint for part 2 that they have this? Because rival universe is not a thing. On battlefield entry, draws 1 card of hand is 3 or fewer, 10% health, all enemy health restoration minus 30%, all enemy strikes / blasters cost minus or plus 10. Okay, it's like a mini version of the yellow Jiren Disrupt. On strike slash blaster, it's use damage plus 15%, nullify cover change for 3 counts. So he's got stacking damage. Okay. When hit by enemy arts once, damage plus 30%, destroys one enemy card, all enemy strikes with blaster's power plus or minus 15%. On cover change, destroy 1 card, then draw a green card twice. Next activated special move damage plus 80%. Nullify damage received element disadvantage 3 counts. Okay, so he's got type neutral defensively, and then enemy key minus 50 is actually pretty good. So 50 key destroys a card, and then he destroys another card when he gets hit here. Lowering power, increasing cost here. He's actually not got bad disrupt. I actually don't hate this. While not defeated, an enemy activates ultimate slash awakened arts or rising rush. Health plus 15%, ally subcount minus 3. Yeah, I'm just, again, he's a free unit, so he's not going to be good because they just don't make good free units in this game, period. At least anymore. But I think I probably like this guy more than a lot of the recent free characters. Like Goten, compare this guy to Goten. This character is like 3 times better than Goten, but 3 times better than garbage is like not that good, right? So we'll see. I think he could at least have some decent disrupt, which is the main thing I'm going to be looking for when we take this guy into PvP matches. Okay. Let's take a look at the equips here. So if we go over to the archive, I don't think there should be anything besides the co-op equip and the NAMEK Goku. Okay, so here's the co-op equip. This is Janemba doing the lightning shower rain, I think is what this is. So Fusion Warrior or Powerful Opponent. 25% to strike and blast defense in slot 1. 20%, okay, so it's just purely defensive. 20% to pure blast defense and strike defense when you got full movies. Here's the problem, you guys. Do I even really need to explain what the problem is with this? Do I need to say it? What do you guys think the problem is with this equip? If you're making a purely defensive equip, what do you have to have on the equip? I'm not even going to finish the sentence. You guys know what I'm going to say. There's like no point in making a defensive equip if you don't have the 2 best defensive, one of the 2 at least, best defensive stats in the game on the equip. It just like it doesn't make any sense. Okay, so there's the NAMEK Goku Platinum equipment. Let me just check and make sure there's nothing else. We shouldn't be getting an Awakened equip this week because Rush isn't resetting yet. So next week we'll get one of those. All right, let's take a look here. This thing has to be absolutely ridiculous. Let me just pull up NAMEK Goku's existing kit just to have him on the screen while I'm looking at this. One thing I will say about NAMEK Goku is the way his Ultra ability works. Actually, you know what? Let me just pull this up so that I can explain and show you guys what I'm talking about. Okay, so here we go. Here is what his Ultra ability looks like right now. And this is a problem not just with NAMEK Goku, but also with the other free-to-play Ultra characters, with the NAMEK Vegeta and then also Omega Shenron. Omega Shenron came... Actually, to be fair, Omega Shenron's Ultra ability even works differently from this guy. But the way this Goku's Ultra ability works, let's just read it. 15% to damage inflicted per tag Saiyan battle member when battle starts. Additional 15% to damage inflicted per Saiyan support member, up to 45%. So you can have 90% damage from this Ultra ability, which is way stronger than the summonable character Ultra abilities. The catch with this is this does not affect the leader. The leader slot does not affect this. So if you have Ultra NAMEK Goku in your leader slot and you have, you know, a full team of non-Saiyans, you're only going to be getting 15% damage from this because it's only going to count himself for this part. And then this part, remember, he's not going to have any Saiyans on the bench. He's not getting any of this. So in order to get the full 90% damage from this Ultra ability, you have to have a full party of 6 Saiyan characters. So it is pretty restrictive. I mean, it's giving him a lot of extra damage. It's 90%. But this is actually where the majority of his damage is coming from, because if we look at the rest of his kit, he's getting temporary damage from his main ability. He's entering the battlefield with 30% damage here, and then he's doing an extra 20% damage to powerful opponents. So we have tag-specific damage, and then we have temporary damage. And then the last portion is coming from this, when he's the last battle member left, right? Applies the following effects to self when this character enters the battlefield according to the number of defeated battle members. So if 2 battle members are defeated, he's getting 30% damage. So realistically, this character's entering the battlefield, and the only damage he's getting from his unique abilities is 30%, right? Because conditional. This reads like a free-to-play character, right? Free-to-play. This is how free-to-play characters work. Free-to-play characters, I guess the way they used to work before they changed the philosophy is free-to-play characters would get like really low damage numbers, but then they'd have damage locked behind condition A, damage locked behind condition B, damage locked behind condition C, D, E. And then you'd have to sort of like jump through a million hoops to get them to be at the damage level that summonable characters would be at. That was the main difference between how they designed free characters and how they designed summonable characters. So this is very consistent with that design philosophy that we saw back in the day. But really, it is the ultra ability that is the major problem, because this is where like actually 75% of his damage is coming from the ultra ability, and it restricts the character a lot because you have to run him on a full Saiyan team. So that is the one thing I just wanted to clarify before we actually jump into talking about this equipment, because that can be a major problem. All right, let's take a look here at the equip. So once again, this is for Ultra Red Namek Goku. Let's see what we're working with here. So slot 1 is giving him 30% health and then 100% to base stats. So he's got 100% strike attack and blast attack, and then 100% to strike and blast defense. Here we go. Slot 2, 270% damage and 180% damage guard. Okay, I mean that's certainly a good start. Damage guard 180% means he's got that, and then he's also got the 30% reduced damage received from his unique ability. Remember, his only non-conditional damage is 30% from his unique ability, plus his ultra ability. So if you actually have a full team of Saiyans, this guy is entering with 390% damage, which is actually quite good. That is quite good. 390% damage inflicted just immediately is quite good when you factor in his 100% stats from slot 1 on this. But again, you have to have a full team of only Saiyan characters. All right, slot 3. On special arts activation, the following effects occur. So just to remind you guys, his special move or special arts, aka his green card, is a long range green card. And it's, as of right now, it just draws cards. And I think it debuffs the opponent with like damage received or something, but it doesn't have cover null, doesn't really have damage on it or anything. So he's getting, 70 key, cover null for 5 counts, and then 2 Dragon Balls. Wow. When hit by enemy arts, enemy key minus 15. Okay. That's really good though, because his green card was terrible. Cover null and 70 key is really, obviously 2 Dragon Balls in that is really good too. All right, slot 4. On battlefield entry, the following effects occur. Draws a strike next. Health plus 15%. Key plus 80. Nullify special cover changes. So the one concern I have is they didn't give him card draw speed here. Anywhere. Nowhere. Nowhere does he have card draw speed from this. That's my major concern here. Other than that, he seems fine. I mean, I don't think they gave him anything insane. I mean, his damage is going to be pretty good, I think. Just as a reminder, I believe this guy's an A tier boost right now. We go over to the PvP. Actually, PvP's not maintenance, right? Yeah. So I think he's an A tier boost right now. If we just filter by ultra. Yeah, he's an A tier boost, which means he's getting 40% damage and 20% damage guard. So he's basically going to be at like 230% damage guard, and then his damage is going to be, if you have a full Saiyan team up, he's going to be like 420% damage. 430% damage, not counting his conditional damage buffs. Yeah, I feel like he will do good damage. It's just he's not going to have combo potential at all, unless you have a green, because they made him Well, he draws cards on the green card landing already. Okay, yeah. I mean, the one thing I would have wanted them to give him is just card draw speed, and then maybe some kind of disrupt, because right now he's got like actually none. He's got 0 disrupt at all. But we'll see. We'll run him. We'll see how he feels. I feel like he'll probably be able to do some decent damage, but that's gonna be it for this one. Let me just quickly check and see if there's anything else that I was not able to see in game here. Okay, so the only thing I was able to see that really was interesting at all is this banner, the World Championship 2025 pickup. 13 is on this banner. I don't really know what this means. 10 sparking guaranteed. Oh. Every character is a sparking, huh? Wow, they're just... Okay. And then 13's at a 0.4% pull rate. Just for reference, we go to like a different banner here. Let's just pull up... let's pull up the Gogeta banner. When they bring back LFs on these normal banners, the LFs that they bring back have a 0.25% pull rate. So when they return, they have about half the pull. Well, not about. They have exactly half the pull rate that they did when they first released. Right. The new LF always has 0.5%, but then the returning LFs have 0.25%. So if you're waiting for 13 to come back on a banner that features a new character, which could be a while, he'll be at 0.25% on that banner. So this is actually a pretty good opportunity to pull for 13 if you don't have 13. And Kaioken Goku, I think, is still all right. The Gammas are good, and the Tag 4s are pretty good. So this banner is actually not bad, considering you also get 10 sparkings guaranteed. I actually don't hate this banner. I actually don't hate this banner at all. I think it's quite good. Is it better than just summoning on the Janemba banner? Because the Janemba banner is pretty good too. Probably not, because you're not getting like Janemba banner has the double rates, or the double double rates plus double Z power, which this banner doesn't have. And then Janemba also has summon coins and the free multi. So Janemba banner is probably still better to summon on, but this is actually not a bad banner. So if you're somebody who's itching to go for 13, this might not actually be a really bad idea to summon on this, because I don't know. I feel like it's not bad. Not bad. So let me know what you guys think about this week's update. I imagine next week will be a Zenkai. They didn't talk about what we were going to be getting next week, but next week will actually be December at that point. We could get another free character next week because it is the first week of the month. And I think some kind of Zenkai, maybe like the PyCon into Gogeta character could get a Zenkai or something. We'll see. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this one, and I will see you in the next one.